Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Mazda 1.8 TS, and it's the 5-door model. And this particular car is registered MD53DCU, but that might be DCM, so please check that if you can. Mileage at the start of the road test is just 76,297 miles. The reason for doing these videos is basically so that if anyone's looking at the car in an advert online, they actually get to see that car in operation, and it's the very car in question. The reason is that we know to our costs, unfortunately, just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which, whilst looks great in the pictures provided and in the description given, only to get them find out it's got a fundamental issue which clearly shows up whilst driving the car. So that's why we do it. It's also done on these very quiet country roads. This is actually rush hour around here. It's 8:30 in the morning, so it's generally quite quiet. But this actually forms part of the road test route anyone would go on if offered a test drive in the car, and the reason for that is hopefully it'll then be representative of what I'm feeling and talking about right now. So coming to the car in question, this car's come in as a part exchange to us. Chap bought one of our Hondas, a Honda CR-V from us, and this was the car he had. So I've obviously already driven it. As part of any potential part exchange, I always drive them to make sure that first and foremost I'm happy with them. Should we take one as a part exchange? The engine started from cold absolutely instantly this morning, settled to completely even idle, absolutely smooth as well, nothing erratic about it, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge, I'll let you know a little bit later in the video. Obviously it's only just started from cold, so obviously it's still not up to full operating temperature yet. The engine's lovely, really sweet, really smooth, pulls really nicely as well. There's no noises that shouldn't be there. It's just a typical Japanese petrol engine in the sense that it sort of operates like a sewing machine. It's that smooth. You know, for the age vehicle, it's still a very, very refined car indeed. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch absolutely spot on. It's nice and smooth and slick in operation, and bite points exactly where it's meant to be. So all absolutely fine in that respect. Gear change, again, typical of Japanese. Lovely gear change quality to it. They do these things really, really well. It's just a very pleasant gearbox to use day in day out. It's got a lovely quality of synchro mesh to it, so when the gears engage it feels really slick indeed. Linkage, again, typical Japanese. When it's in gear, there's hardly any movement in the gear lever, so the linkage is all, and the directly underneath is all really tight and original. It just feels as if it was new in terms of the way it operates. Steering of the vehicle, absolutely brilliant, I have to say. It's joyous to use. Power steering on cars of this vintage, it really is, because it's blessed relief from kind of artificial electric power steering, which can be, devoid of any real genuine feel. This just feels really kind of oily and slick and precise and accurate. It just feels absolutely fantastic, and it feels really tight still. It also tracks absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at all at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, so all good. Suspension of the vehicle, again, the modern cars seem to go for the same old thing, which is basically put skinny little tyres on quite firm shock absorbers. That means that the ride can be jittery quite a lot of the time. This is just really, really genuinely comfortable because it flows through corners with minimal body roll, handles really nicely and very accurately. As I said, you just point it where it wants to go, but the composure of the body is really good. But when you're not pushing on like now, it is one of the most comfortable cars I've sat and driven. It's just a lovely, lovely place. The Seating sort of cushioning is in perfect kind of harmony with the suspension of the car, and also no kind of nasty kind of clunks coming from underneath the vehicle, so all seems good in that respect. Brakes on the car, just going to give them a bit of a shove, make sure no one's behind me. But really good brake pedal on the car. Again, what I'm looking for is good initial bite, which it's definitely got, but also when you hit the brakes there shouldn't be any pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, and there is nothing at all. That's absolutely spot on. Coming inside the car, I've said it before and I'll say it again, the Japanese build cars in the real world like virtually no other car. It's just a beautifully made car. No rattles, no squeaks, no creaks, nothing. Absolutely beautifully made. And again, a lovely place to sit, really good visibility all round, nice interior design, really dead simple to easy to operate rather. Nice sort of storage cubby hole up there. Everything working exactly as it should. Air conditioning pumps out absolutely ice cold air. I checked that yesterday actually, when the sun was out, and it works absolutely perfectly. Directly in front, typical of its era, Japanese dials, big, dominating rev counter and speedo, just easy to take information. I do think manufacturers have massively overcomplicated this kind of information, where you have to kind of look and stare and try and find out what the information you want. This is just perfect. Temperature gauge now running at just about half, which is exactly where it's meant to be by all accounts. So all spot on there. Steering wheel feels great in hand, sort of lovely diameter size, but lovely. I mean, it's as I said at the start of the video, the point of it, you know, the car may well be 17 years old, but it drives absolutely brilliantly. It really does. It feels a lovely solid car on the road. I can't fault it in any way. It just drives absolutely beautifully. Any questions, don't hesitate, do give us a call.